I'm still young. This is important information, and I believe you could go ahead and even share. I mean, share our video, like our video. Maybe you can also save it for future reference in case you need all this information that may be even costly for you when you go to consult a lawyer. In this case, a man is married to 4 wives, decides to make a will, and this will only takes up 1 wife. That when you read this will, it's actually a selfish will. How do we go about that as a family?
Well, like I said, it depends,
Yeah.
because there are people who may think are married when they are not.
Hmm.
First, those marriages must be valid in the law.
Yeah.
And under our legal dispensation, if you do a customary marriage, you're allowed to marry as many wives.
Yeah.
So if they can actually prove that they are wives, they will have that will invalidated. Unless there is a reason you can't. Okay. In sometimes people will make a will and will not include the person who should be included, but they are giving a reason. For
Hmm.
example, they will say, "This is my last will and testament. My 8 plots I give to my one wife or my other 3 wives.
Hmm.
Before I died, I had already given them their own portion."
Yes.
That's different,
Yes.
because clearly the testator is saying, "I'd already taken care of that business."
Yeah.
But if they have not,
Mhm.
and these are your wives, they will go to court and they will contest that will, because you don't, these are your wives.
Yeah.
And the law expects that there is mandatory provision for you linear
Lineage.
descendants,
Yeah.
dependents, and spouses.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's amazing. I have one family that there was a will. The father made a will. They had about 5 children, and the will was taking up the firstborn as the heir. But the rumor was in this family that this child did not belong to this man. After burial, later the will was read out, and he was given the role to take over by the will that was very clear, and it all went. But the families kept on, grudging until when they had to fight and say, he doesn't belong to us. The only option that was there was DNA. And now DNA proves that actually this child did not belong to this man. But this child grew up in the family of this man for all his entire life. In this case, how do you protect this child who is innocent? And how do you protect the family, or how do you bring back the family? While the will was clear that it should be the heir.
That is a question that has nothing to do with wills per se,
Yeah,
because you see, in the will,
yeah,
I'm even at liberty to give the church, to give the hospital, to
yes,
give my friend. They
yes,
don't have to be my child.
yes,
So for you to contest that will, I think it would have to depend on circumstances, because apart from your own children,
yes,
you're allowed to give things to even other people.
yes,
Now, if the person has already died, I think it would take the genius of the judge to
yes,
look at the circumstances,
yeah,
look at the evidence, and make that decision.
yes,
Because we don't know what the person who died would have done had
yeah,
he known this is not their child. They may have still,
yeah,
loved them and,
yeah,
given them this.
yes,
So, but because they are not there, that that burden will fall onto court.
yes,